Hey, fourth grade, it is Miss Hughes, and I wanted to come on real quick and talk to you about some writing that we've done this year and sort of remind you about the different types of writing that we've been doing throughout the school year. So, we're going to talk about really quickly the extended response versus a constructed response. So I want to go through a few characteristics of each one of these types of writing quickly so that you can just refresh in your memory what the purpose of those writings are. And as an author, when is it appropriate to respond in an extended response way, and when is it appropriate to respond in a constructed response way? So the first thing I want to talk about is sort of the characteristics of each one of these responses. So with an extended response, you're going to have three or more paragraphs. These are going to be your opinion, narrative, and information writing pieces. Okay. An extended response would also be structured with like an introduction. You would use transitional words and phrases. You might use like details, examples, and definitions to convey a meaning to your reader. You might write to state your opinion about something and back that up with reasons, evidence, and reasons and details. You might write a narrative story in an extended response to tell about a time when you did something in the past, or to write a creative writing story. These stories usually include a conclusion. And of course, all of the writing mechanics go along with extended responses: capitalization, punctuation, spelling, things like that. So that's what an extended response is. The past 3 weeks in digital learning, we've been focusing on reviewing our opinion extended responses, our narrative extended responses, and our information responses. So now I want to talk about what is a constructed response. So a constructed response is going to have one or two paragraphs. Okay? No more than two. It's a shorter response, and the purpose of this is to answer a direct question that you're being prompted with. So it answers a direct prompt or question. This is where you're going to have fair or face, and we're going to talk more about this in a different video, but this is where you're going to flip the question, answer the question, refer to the text for evidence or cite evidence directly from the text, and then explain how the evidence relates back to your answer. So this is the structure of those paragraphs. You would also include evidence-based terms, and we will review what those are. Those are the terms like, for example, according to the text, from the reading I know, the author states, things like that. So you'll have evidence-based terms, and you will also include use evidence to support your answer. So what I've done is I have a few prompts that I want to read with you, and I want to go through and decide with you, like, what kind of prompt would that be? So the first one is if you're asked to rewrite the ending of a story from a different point of view. Do you think that that would be an extended response writing, or do you think that would be a constructed response writing? Rewrite the ending of a story from a different point of view. this is going to be an extended response prompt, okay? This is where you're going to write multiple paragraphs, 3 or more. You're sort of telling the narrative story that the author first told, but from a different character's point of view. What if you were given the prompt that says, based on the information in the text, what do you think the author's main message might be? Use evidence to support your answer. Do you think this would be an extended response or a constructed response? This is going to be a constructed response, okay? This is a 1 to 2 paragraph response, and you are answering the prompt. I think the author's main message might be, then you answer it, you use evidence to support it, and you explain how that evidence supports the author's main message, okay? You see how this is going? The next one is, do you think cats or dogs make better pets? Explain. This is going to be an extended response, okay? This is going to be an extended response. This is going to be one of those prompts that is multiple paragraphs, 3 or more. You're using an introduction. You have 3 body paragraphs that explain why or why not, and then you have a conclusion. What about, write about the first vacation you ever went on, use details and description throughout your writing. What about this one? This is also an extended response, okay? This would be a narrative story. What if you had the prompt, compare and contrast the point of view from both texts. Use evidence from both texts to support your answer. This is going to be a constructed response question, okay? The constructed response is going to be directly from the text that you've read, and you have to use your evidence to support it. So compare and contrast, that may be 2 paragraphs, 1 to compare and 1 to contrast the point of view from both texts. What about, after studying about planets, write an article to teach your reader about the solar system. This is going to be an extended response. You're writing to teach someone about something. That's an information extended response. And our last prompt is, what is the purpose of the wall Mr. Wade's class is building in the story? Use evidence to support your answer. This is also going to be a constructed response, okay? A constructed response, you can flip this question, answer it, and cite evidence or use evidence from the text to support your answer. All right, I just wanted to make sure that we understood the difference between extended responses and constructed responses. We have focused our writing efforts in digital learning since school was dismissed in extended response. We're sort of going to shift our focus to more constructed responses as we move through the next couple weeks of digital learning. We're going to focus on our social studies theme of the Civil War, and we're going to be using some passages to read and some constructed response questions to answer and respond to so that we can really, really practice our efforts in flipping the question, answering it, referring to the text for details and evidence, and then explaining how those details and evidence relate back or support our answer. So I just want to make sure you understood the difference between these 2 types of writing. I hope you guys have a great night or day.